Hi students, today we will discuss about the national development. So dear students, in our previous videos lectures we have discussed about the income and other goals. As we see that there are so many peoples in the society who are trying to have the better income to lead a very comfortable life, and at the same time they want to lead a very better life in the society. So apart from trying to achieve the better income in the society, there are so many people who are trying to have mixed goals, because when they try to look for income, they try to have other ambitions, other achievements they wanted to have in their life. So when they wanted to have better income in the society, they have a mixed goals which will lead a very comfortable life in the society. So students, as we understood that when we have better income, to lead the very comfortable life, we are desiring for other goals, other achievements, and when the other achievements are not fulfilled, our life is always discomfortable. Always we are not happy with what we are and what we have. And that is the reasons we have a mixed goals. So students, as we see that when we look into the concept called the national development, here the national development, it is talking about the overall development of a nations. And here when we have the national development, here in this national development we are trying to have development in various areas of life, because different people have different goals. So when they have different goals, the development is like to be very different here. So let's learn some of the examples which is very applicable here. So as in our previous videos lectures, we have learned about the goals of a different individuals, and we understood that the farmer who is trying to have different goals and ambitions to lead a very successful life, and his development goal is entirely different. And at the same time, the traders who wants to develop himself in a very another way, and at the same time the teacher, he looks in a very different perspective to have development in their life. So students, as we see that under these development concepts we have a different criteria, and in this criteria when we see the overall development of the nations, we are looking for the development concepts in a very different ways. That means we need to understand that when we look for the national development, here it is been understood that the priority is given to different goals which will benefit the large sections of the society. Though peoples are having different goals, though different individuals are having different goals, though the farmers are having different goals, but when we are talking about national development, and in these national development concepts, we come to understand that the developments which are having a target here, and when we look for the national development, during that time we are looking and setting for those goals which will benefit each and every ones who are living in the society. So dear students, here the personal goals as well as the individual's goals are not given important. So what is the goals which is given more important here? The priorities is given to the large sections of the society, because we are talking about national development, and in this national development we are going to formulate those policies, we are going to introduce those programs which will benefit the large sections of the society. Because as we see that in this national development, there are so many areas where we need to develop. That means we need to develop the education sector, we need to develop this economical sector, we need to develop all these different sectors which has the different goals in the society. So when all these different sector will develop, then the national development will happen. The society will become prosperous. The nations will become prosperous. Then we will be having a better life in the society. So dear students, as we see that in order to understand the development concepts, we have another criteria to understand that which country is developed and which country is less developed. And to understand those concepts here, the comparisons is given here. And we are going to learn that the comparisons of countries or states, and in these concepts we are going to learn that which countries are called developed countries, which countries are called underdeveloped countries, or which countries are called developed country. So in order to understand these developed countries and underdeveloped countries, we have these criteria. So on the basis of this development, the countries are classified as developed countries, underdeveloped countries, as well as developing country. So here, how we are going to make the comparisons here between the developed country, between the underdeveloped country, or between the developing country? Here the criteria is given here. So all these criteria we need to understand. So when we are making the comparisons to understand the developed country, underdeveloped countries, as well as the developing country, we need to take the criteria. And what is that criteria? National income. The national income is very important. And why it is very important? Because the national income, it is referring to the total income of the nations. And here, how the total income is calculated? As we see that the national income, it is the income of all the peoples who are living in the country. And it is also known as the total income of the nations here. So according to these development concepts, so here the criteria is made here. That means according to this criteria, as it is been calculated that those countries whose incomes are very high, they are considered as developed country. Because when we take the national income concept criteria, according to this criteria, we understand that who can be called the developed countries here, whose national income as well as the per capita income is much more developed. And the examples are the USA, the UK, the Japan. In these nations, we have seen and understood that their per capita incomes as well as the total income is very high. That is why it is coming under the category of developed country. So dear students, again we are going to make the comparisons on the basis of per capita income. And in the per capita income, it is the better criteria which will give the better comparisons here. And when we are calculating the per capita income, it is also referring to the total income of the country, which is called the GDP, the gross domestic product. So here, how we are going to make the comparisons? According to these development concepts, we are taking the per capita income, and in this per capita income, it is providing the better comparisons here, and it is been calculating by the dividing the total income of the country. Total income of the country, it is been going to be divided by its total populations, which is called the average income. And here the average income is also called the per capita income. So dear students, as we understood that, here how we are going to calculate the developed country and developed, there are so many criteria, and one among them is the criteria of income, the criteria of per capita income. And what is called per capita income? Per capita income means it is calculated by the total income of the nations, which is called the total income of the country, which is going to be divided by its total populations, and that is what it is called the average income. So my dear students, Let me repeat to you again. What is called average income? The average income means here it is been understood that it is going to be calculated by dividing the total income with the total populations is called average income. And here the average income is also called the per capita income. So dear students, let's try to understand the World Bank report. So World Bank publishes the World Development Report every year to compare the nations on the basis of per capita income. So this is another criteria to measure the development of the nations, because now we are trying to understand the development concepts on the basis of this per capita income. So according to this World Bank report, it is been prepared or it is been understood as the countries with per capita income of US dollar 12,056 per annum and above are going to be called as rich countries, or in Indian currency whose per capita income is around 4,53,000, they are coming under the category of rich countries. And in the second criteria, as we see that those countries whose per capita income is according to US dollar 955 or less, it can be under the category of low income countries or less developed countries. In Indian currency, as it is been understood that those countries whose per capita income is around 37,000, they are coming under the category of low income countries. So in 2017, dear children, India was having the per capita income of 1820 rupees per annum. That is why India is coming under the category of middle developed country. So dear students, as we understood that according to this criteria which has been prepared by the World Bank, here we understood that these two criteria are presented here, and according to this per capita income, it has been clarifying that those countries whose per capita income per year is more than 4,53,000 are coming under the category of rich countries, or those countries whose per capita income is around 37,000 per year is coming under as less developed countries or low income countries. Thank you so much for listening.